Oh boy. I don't even I don't even know where to start with this one. I just sent the link out to TriStar and I went ahead and sent it to Mayhem. Hell, I'm just gonna put it in the chat. I really I gotta get everyone's thoughts on this. But breaking news moments ago, and I get this from multiple sources. I especially get this from On Three. Um And where am no, SI, Tennessee Vols on SI. Tennessee and quarterback Nico Iamaleava in active contract negotiations. What does that mean? What does it mean for football? What does it mean? What is anyone surprised by this news? Look at this. Not this. What is this? Anyway, this is about Nico Iamaleava in Tennessee. So I got this. I had saw it on Facebook first, or did I see it on Twitter? Either way, I saw it on one of the social media sites. And I'm like, "Oh, here we go with this fake news that I'm always seeing on social media about $1 million arm and $1 million quarterback." Then I saw it from another source. Now we see that On Three has put this out, and yeah, it. I think this is legit. Nico's gonna be paid $100 million or whatever it is, whatever he ends up making, to be the quarterback at Tennessee this next year. Not that you have to pay him necessarily to be the quarterback at Tennessee, although I did read, which was interesting, that he could hit the portal and leave Tennessee if this falls through. But let's see what this Pete. This is from Pete Nakos on three. The the Tennessee Volunteers are fresh off the program's first ever entrance into the college football playoff in 2024. They enter the 2025 season with plenty of expectations and perhaps exceeding last year's accomplishments. Those expectations mostly rest on the shoulders of star quarterback Nico Iamaleava, who is entering his second season as the Vols starter. However, according to reports, Nico Iamaleava is currently in active contract negotiations with the Vols per On Three's Pete Nakos. Which I'll look into that. He did put this out. Um, like this was maybe an hour ago, just under an hour ago today. And need I remind people, it's not April 1st anymore. Anyway, reading more of this article, according to the report, if the negotiations do not go well, Iamaleava could potentially enter the NCAA transfer portal when it opens on April 16th. Iamaleava is the highest rated quarterback signee the Vols have had in well over a decade, and potentially losing him in the middle of the season would be a massive loss for the Vols. Backup quarterback Jake Merklinger has had a tremendous spring by all accounts. However, Iamaleava is the expected leader of this offense in 2025. So we see a scenario and situation here, folks, that you're either giving him the money or you're losing him. I don't really know what to say. The sport I love is falling apart. The sport we love is falling apart at the seams, man. And it's not a surprise. I'm not in shock by this. I'm hurt. Now, yeah, I'm always going to watch college football and everything, but um, we got mayhem here. I'm always going to watch college football no matter what, but this is getting out of hand, and now it's hitting Tennessee. And I know it's a little funny because there was the whole $1 million man with Nico signed with the Volunteers. Oh, how much you pay to get a 5-star quarterback? Blah blah blah. This and that. That's different. If you pay to get a guy on campus, or even if you don't, we're going to make jokes about that because Tennessee gets a 5-star quarterback and gets a big time recruit like that for the first time since like Peyton Manning or something. But now it's like, damn, like they have him and now they want to keep him with $1 million or else he's gone. Mayhem, we got you on, brother. What you doing today, man?
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
Good.
1 second. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're talking about Nico Imiyamalawa.
Yeah, I'm a leave and I'm about to leave you. He is about to leave you if you don't give him his $1 million. Like for real, man. Like what do you I'm not surprised by any of this. Not because it's Nico, not because it's Tennessee, just because it's college football and we know that this stuff was kind of going to happen sooner rather than later.
So I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this, right?
Yeah.
I do not see. This is what I see, right? I do not see a world where Nico, if his contract doesn't get changed, or if he doesn't get more money, I don't really see a world where he enters the transfer portal. That
Okay.
would be a bigger shock to me. That would be a bigger shock to me seeing Nico enter the transfer portal than what we saw with Carson Beck entering the transfer portal after declaring for the NFL draft, right? That
Yeah.
would be a bigger shock to me. And the reason why I say that is because I think you're going to start seeing this with players just like we're seeing right now, as we do with head coaches in college football. You see all the time head coaches' names get thrown out as potential candidates for jobs, and basically they got their agents. Their agents are going to talk to these NIL collective guy groups and say, hey, this football player is worth this amount of money, or he's going to hit the transfer portal. Then, these on three or these writers, they get a little, they get a little notion that if he don't get more money, that he might enter the transfer portal. But I don't know if
Hold,
that's since.
hold on, hold on. Would you like me to smarten y'all up a little bit?
Well,
Sure.
let me finish my thought,
Okay.
and then the greatest college football person of all time that knows everything can say something. But so like my my thoughts are that it's just going to be the same thing as what coaches do. I mean, it's pretty much the same exact thing. Their agents are talking to these groups and saying, I mean, let's see who can get the most money.
That makes sense, I guess. I mean,
But we need to know from TriStar. He is our college football expert. He has all the inside information from all the college football groups. So go ahead.
I love the sarcasm pouring out of you right now, but no. From what I understand, oh, by the way, that buzzer's just saying you is wrong. But anyways, um, so when it comes to the contract negotiations from with Nico, from what I understanding, is mainly just a restructuring thing. Nico doesn't really want to go anywhere because if he was going anywhere, he would already hit the portal.
I
He would
literally
have
just
already
said that.
left. Okay. Just saying. Anyways, Ballard, I want to let you know I was talking to my buddy. He's an Auburn man. He said he would be more than happy to join us on our discussion.
Sweet.
It's just he's heading home right now, I think. So he's like,
Oh,
look,
I got you.
he actually I think he lives in Auburn now. I know he used to live in Phoenix City or Columbus, but I think he lives in Auburn now. But
Nice.
yeah, he went to the University of Auburn. He's pretty plugged in with Auburn. Like he was just telling me a little tidbit of information. He said Jackson Arnold might not be the starting quarterback.
I would not be shocked by that, to
I
be
asked him. I said,
honest.
"Well, who?" I said, "Well, who'd be your starting
He said
quarterback?" He
Deuce.
said,
He probably said Deuce. Yeah.
Deuce Knight. Yeah, because apparently Deuce Knight has yet to throw an interception. He has just looked phenomenal, according to uh, Mr. Stuntman.
Well, if they don't get this quarterback situation corrected, I do believe that this is a make or break for the old
Hugh
ball coach.
Freeze.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze.
I mean, I agree with that. I mean, this is kind of a do or die for him. I mean, this is if if Auburn doesn't show any kind of improvement. I'm not saying that Auburn's going to go out there and win the SEC. I'm not saying that, but in my opinion, they got to at least go 8-4, 9-3.
Yeah, I agree with that. I
Because
think
from the Auburn people I've talked to, like they're not being crazy about it. Like they understand what kind of Hugh Freeze walked into, and then he had some debacles like with the quarterback he had out of the portal. He kind of struck out with him. Uh, Peyton Thorne, he didn't work out. Uh, Quarterbacks that were behind him that weren't really getting the the offense
the
down or something.
problem is the quarterback hokey pokey never works in college football. It never does. Like literally, we seen Peyton Thorne start as quarterback, and then Hank Brown, and then Peyton Thorne, and then just the quarterback hokey pokey. If you're going to choose Peyton Thorne as your quarterback, let him
You
play
just need to
quarterback all
ride it
year.
out. Yeah, ride it out with him.
But
Well,
I'm of the belief that you know whenever the pressure gets on for Hugh Freeze, he makes a decision quickly, and he sometimes makes the wrong decision.
right.
Because
I
I
agree with
believe
that.
I believe whenever they pulled Peyton Thorne, I thought that was a great idea the first time. I said, okay,
Now
you're
ride it out with Hank Brown
yeah,
or
your season's already in the tank. You have no hopes of making the SEC championship. You have no hopes of going anywhere except for maybe a bowl game. Just go ahead and ride it out with Hank Brown because Peyton Thorne can't come back next year. So just go ahead and have Hank Brown ride it out for the rest of the year. And if he gradually gets better, maybe talk about having him as your potential starter for next year in a quarterback battle with somebody. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Auburn, they didn't do that. They stuck with Thorne, and Hugh Freeze directly came out and said he's our guy.
mm,
And I'm like, what? Like, it's not a thing of like, well, how many interceptions has he thrown or anything. It's not that. He just doesn't like handle the pressure of these SEC defenses and everything. They just clobbered him last year, man, and he just looks like a stick in a pocket, man. Like, shoot.
I knew Peyton Thorne. I mean, whenever he was at Michigan State, he wasn't even the greatest thing. And whenever he went to Auburn, I'm like, that's a terrible move. I knew that was a terrible move. I'm like, why is he going to Auburn? He barely could make it at Michigan State. Why is he going to
Man.
Auburn? But you know, I
He
said,
had a
well,
better chance of being successful had he stayed at Michigan State. Like, he didn't do too bad, but he wasn't the best thing since sliced bread, you know? And I really think he worsened his NFL chances by transferring.
I think Auburn has all the keys to success, except I'm of the belief that they're one quarterback away from really contending for this thing. I really, I am
I
of
agree
that
with
Because
belief.
that. I agree with
yes,
that.
They need to find the
yes,
right quarterback because they got offensive line, they got elite wide receivers, they got the defense, they got, I mean, every position
Everything's
except for
there.
yeah. They just, I mean, they got even. I mean, love him or hate him. I mean, Hugh Freeze is a pretty good coach. So I mean, even with Peyton Thorne as quarterback a couple years ago, they had Georgia and Alabama on the ropes. So like, he's a pretty good head coach, you know,
yeah.
and it got all the players except for that. We just need to see that quarterback. We need to see the quarterback. It don't have to be like some elite quarterback because they got elite wide receivers there that, and they got a pretty good offensive line that can allow him to give the ball to his playmakers. They got running backs. So I mean, like, you don't have to be like some amazing um, like Cam Ward or Shador Sanders or a Carson Beck or anything like that. I mean, it could just be like, I mean, honestly, it could be just like a Jackson Arnold or I mean, I know people are saying DJ Lagway is like the number one quarterback, but I don't agree with that. But it could be like a DJ Lagway, just a little bit above average quarterback that can use his legs and throw the ball a little bit. I don't know where
Oh, we lose TriStar. I guess we did.
I
Uh,
mean, I think it's insane that there's many rankings out there that have DJ Lagway as the number one quarterback in the country. That's that's insane. And if that
I don't
is,
really believe that.
I mean, if that is true, then I guess we don't have that many great quarterbacks this year coming into the 2025 season. If that is true, I mean, I
There's
know
a
we lost.
lot of quarterbacks. I think it's fair to say that people are trying to place all this star power on DJ Lagway because of how good he was and because he got, he was highly recruited to an SEC school like Florida and because of what Billy Napier's doing and he turned it around last year and blah blah this and that. Well, la di da, man. Like, look, there's going to be a lot of young and new quarterbacks. Now you got similar quarterbacks we saw last year. Cade Klubnik at Clemson. He's not bad. He just needs to. I don't know. He needs help around him. I
I
think
mean,
a little bit, but we're
DJ DJ Lagway and sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry, but
you're good.
DJ Lagway is the type of quarterback that he does have a strong arm. He does have his legs. He can run around and extend plays, and he can, get outside the pocket and get you a first down if it's 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6 or whatever. He could get you a first down, right?
Right.
But I don't trust him as far as accuracy. He could throw a deep ball. He could throw a pretty deep ball, but as far as like accuracy and if he needs to make a throw like a 50-50 ball and his, you know, to see if his receiver can get it or not, like into tight windows, throw it into tight windows. That's where I don't trust DJ Lagway. And, that's why I wouldn't call him the best quarterback coming into this season in college football because
Yeah.
you do have a lot of great quarterbacks. And, I'm not saying this because I'm a Georgia fan because he ended up transferring to Miami. So I'm not saying this because I'm a Georgia fan, and I'm definitely not a Miami fan. But Carson Beck, I know he had some troubles with interceptions or whatnot, but I think he's a better quarterback, than
I think so too.
DJ Lagway. And
Well, here, let me. We got TriStar back. Real quick, I looked this up. This was posted yesterday on CBS Sports. Did you see the top 10 returning quarterbacks
Hello.
list yet?
yeah, I seen it.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh! Look at this.
I I can't see it. So
Oh well,
who's number
I tried to
one
zoom
is
in
Kate
on it.
Klubnik.
Yeah, Clemson
Number one, Kate
returning.
Klubnik. Well, okay,
This is
returning.
returning
I'm not.
quarterbacks.
I'm not mad about that because he does have a lot of experience. He did look really good last year. Um, do you think there's a lot of new quarterbacks this year?
There are,
Oh,
and
yeah.
especially in the ACC,
Oh, yeah.
I think
Who's number two?
Drew Aller.
Oh, Drew Lahr at Penn State. Oh, okay, I can say. I mean, I wouldn't say he's like one of the best quarterbacks, but if you're talking about returning, I would put Nussmeier at number two.
I would put
I would
Nussmeier at
too.
one.
I might.
One or two. You
Yeah,
could
one or
kind of go
two.
one
Yeah.
A, one A, one B
Look
with
at
him
this.
and Klubnik.
Look at
Well,
this.
I would say
Arch
Carson
Manning,
Beck is 1A,
Wait,
1B.
Arch Manning? Oh, no.
number 3.
All Arch
Number 3.
Manning did outside of like your schlub games where he beat him by 60. I mean, he didn't do anything. I wouldn't really
He's
say that.
not.
I
Right.
mean,
He's not a proven
that's just
quarterback.
going
It's
off
his
of
last
hype.
name.
It's
It's
his
name
last name.
brand.
It's hype. It's
Yeah.
hype and potential.
Right. Who's
If his
number
name
I
4?
was
think
if his name was Arch
Carson Beck.
Williams, he wouldn't be getting near as much hype. Carson
I,
Beck,
I would say Carson.
maybe.
My top three. I agree with Trice. Well, I'm gonna say my top three is Carson Beck, and then K Klubnik, and then the one that we just mentioned. I'm got a brain fart, but
Arch.
no, not
Or was
Arch.
it Drew?
Drew Aller. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this. Here's the thing though, like the defenses he faces in the ACC won't be as monstrous. So that makes him a good quarterback for next season. Like he's only going to look good cuz the defense will lighten up on him.
I mean,
I
come
mean,
on,
is that
Ballard.
fair?
Come on,
I'm not
Ballard.
saying he's not good. I'm not saying he shouldn't be on this list, but I don't know if I put him number 4.
I'd put him in the top three
Shoot. Who's
because
next? Nussmeier's next. Go
that's
ahead
the
and
guy.
defend yourself. Defend yourself on Carson Beck, though.
Yeah. So number one, even if he was returning for Georgia or if he was playing for Alabama or if he was playing for any school, he'd be a top three quarterback. Even Alabama Crimson Tide they were actually the first ones, according to On Three Sports. Alabama was the first one to offer Carson Beck whenever he hit the transfer portal. So
That's
obviously
true.
they know something that I mean, and so you know, but
I
I
guess that
think
means Alabama don't have faith in Ty Simpson. Then I guess.
I think Carson Beck is a top three. I think Garrett Nussmeier is a top three, and I think Kay Klubnik is a top three, and I think Drew Aller is probably number 4 or number 5, depending on who else we get on this list. But yeah, I think
Nussmeier. Nussmeier at 5. So your top 5 is
but also
Klubnik,
another one to look
Aller.
out for
Yeah.
is Mateer
John
from
Mateer.
Oklahoma.
John Mateer, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that guy's a underrated quarterback. He's a dark horse.
Very underrated. Very underrated. Um, I mean, again, going back to what you were talking about
Baylor.
with Lagway, I do think Lagway is getting way too much hype
Yes.
Sawyer
because
Robertson. Anyway, sorry to cut you off there.
and C2, here's the thing with Lagway, um, he he's getting a lot of hype right now, but he hasn't really done anything this spring. Hadn't he been like nursing an elbow injury or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't really, go out there and say he's going to be great because outside of that one game against Sanford where he went off, he had 9 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. So really, how good is he?
I mean, I agree with you. Going to this list, Sawyer Robertson.
Baylor.
Who?
I can name 10 quarterbacks probably better than him.
I'd probably put Nico in the top 10. I wouldn't have him top 5. I would have him in the top 10. I mean, because he did get
Where
better
was
through the
he?
season. Where is
He's not on
Nico?
this list yet. Let's see. Luke Altmaier 7, Sellers at 8,
Sellers at 8? Are you kidding me?
and then look at this: New Mexico, Devon Dampier.
Who?
He was the guy
Right.
that wasn't he the guy that took over from the other guy from I don't know.
Diego
Maybe not.
Pavia?
I don't know.
No.
DJ Lagway at 10. Nico's not in here.
So number one, Lenora Sellers is a top 5 quarterback. I think I have my top 5 right now.
I mean, I would have Sellers higher, in my opinion. I feel
Yes.
more confident with Sellers than Carson Beck because the reason with Carson Beck is because he's coming off that injury. He's coming off that elbow injury on his throwing arm.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could say that. But
If he
if he
didn't have the
was,
injury, it makes sense. But because he had that injury on his throwing arm, that makes me kind
but
of iffy about him.
Lenora Sellers, he's really great. He's a top 5 quarterback, returning quarterback for me. My top 5 would look something like this: Garrett Nussmeier, number 1 for sure. Number 2 would probably be Carson Beck. Number 3 would be probably Lenora
Klubnik.
Sellers, huh?
Well, yeah. Okay, continue. Sorry.
And then who's the other one? Kay Klubnik, and then Drew Aller. That's like my top 5.
So my top 5, I would have Klubnik 1. I would have Nussmeier 2. I would have Sellers at 3. That's okay. What was my top 3? Klubnik, Nussmeier, Sellers. I would have Drew Lar at 4, and then I would have who would I put at 5?
You need to see the list just to
I
see
think
who all's there. What about Arch,
I can't
Carson,
really see.
Nussmeier?
But the
Oh,
fact that John
no,
Mateer's not on this list is crazy.
I would put maybe. I want
He
to
doesn't
say
have.
Arch because he does look really good. It's just he didn't do anything last year,
So you wouldn't even have
and we
Carson
don't
Beck in your
really
top
know. It's
5?
just
Arch has a
I would have
regular
him
4
just
by the way.
outside.
Yeah, I would.
No,
I would.
I would have him like 6 or 7 because of the injury.
I think he's going to bounce back from that pretty good. But
He might. I don't know, but that being on his throwing arm and it happened in
I don't think.
January.
Yeah, I don't think Miami would pay him so much money if they didn't think he would be,
Well,
serviceable.
let's not forget. Well, let's not forget teams overpay for players all the time on potential.
Look at
Yeah,
this comment here on Lenora Sellers. It says Lenora Sellers has one of the best or one of the highest ceilings in the country. You
I
know how
agree.
good Jalen Milroe was for Alabama
I
the last
believe
few
that.
years? Question mark. No, but he I agree with that part, but the second part of this is you know how good Jalen Milroe was for Alabama the last few years? Imagine that, but a better passer.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'd actually kind of
You
agree with
could
that
see him.
because
Hold on, you could see him as Jalen Milroe. You
I could
realize
see him
Jalen
as a
Milroe
better
kind of
Jalen
screwed us.
Milroe.
he's
I,
a
I
better
agree.
passing. Okay, he's a better passing Jalen. I don't think he's as fast as Milrow. I think more maybe like an Anthony Richardson that can actually throw.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I
Because
mean,
because the thing is with Jalen Milrow, I always felt like with him he was playing the wrong position.
Yeah.
It's like they try to force a quarterback out of him, but with as fast as he is and how big he is, like people realize how built that son of a bitch is.
Yeah.
He's built like a tank.
He is built. Yeah, he
And I'm
is.
like, and he runs like a 4.3, and I'm like, wait, this dude's a running back.
but
ZZ
I mean,
Top had a song. ZZ Top had a song. She got legs, knows how to use them. Some quarterbacks out there know how to run, man.
but
Don't quit your day job, bud.
you are not going to Hollywood.
Yeah. Don't think you're going to get to perform at the Grand Ole Opry this weekend.
We're not sponsored, promise. It's Ford, but anyway.
Ballard, who would be your top 5?
Top 5 quarterbacks. I'll put not in any particular. I don't know how I would rank them 1 through 5, but let's assume all these guys are healthy. I think you got to have Arch in there. I think you have to have. Let me double check this list here. Who are we missing?
What about the guy from Arizona State? That guy's a baller.
Oh,
Well, he
Sam
might
Sam
be,
Levitt.
but Sam
Levet.
Levitt.
I don't know if I put him top 5 though. Top 10.
No, I mean like top 10, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going top 10.
But there's a
I
lot
would
of
go
people.
Arch.
There's a lot of quarterbacks I would put ahead of that Robertson, the Baylor Bears quarter. I mean, really? That
Oh
is.
yeah.
But
I
on
mean, I
3,
would have Lenoris. I would have Lenoris in the top 5 before I had that Robertson or what's his name.
on 3 Sports came out with a top 10 quarterbacks as well.
They did. Let me see.
Yeah.
When was
And I
this
think
posted?
theirs, although I believe they had DJ Lagway at number 1. That's really the head scratching thing for me.
On 3 rankings. This is from. Oh, this was right after the season, back in January.
No,
Impact top. That's not it. Hold on.
this one was yesterday.
Yesterday, the video. There's a video of it, but I'm sure they put out an article. Let's see if I can find it. I guess I'll go to the video. I don't care. 'Cause you always got to see, like, it's good to hear too, like, their defense for their rankings.
Well, obviously, you don't want them just to rank them and not say anything, you know.
Yeah.
All right, I just sent you the thing so you don't have to watch
Today.
the video.
Basketball season's over. It is back to hardcore college football.
Ballard, I sent you a photo so you don't have to look at the video.
I'm fixing to go into one of my studios and upload that photo. I'll put it on the screen so we can see it. But
TriStar,
Yes, sir.
what you think about Tennessee? This while he's pulling that up, what you think about Tennessee so far?
About what?
I mean, stuff that you heard. What do you think they're going to do this year?
How do I see Tennessee doing in
Yeah.
terms of like record? Probably about the same. Probably like 10-2.
10-2.
Okay,
Now,
here we go.
I could see a scenario where we, say we beat Georgia early in the year, but then we lose at Alabama and lose at Florida. I could absolutely see that. Because we struggle on the road. We get Georgia really early. They're still kind of figuring it out with Gunner Stockton. We'll see.
Yeah.
They got
All
Haynes
right.
King at 8.
Hold on a second.
Look at
They
this
got
list.
DJ Lagway at 1?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's stupid.
Good Lord.
Lenora Sellers number 2.
Sellers
Arch
being
Manning
at
number
2?
3.
That's a little high. I
I
would have
would.
him
Arch is
top 5.
3. That's low.
So
Arch might be one of the better.
this is not a terrible list. It is terrible because who's at number 1, but I would put DJ Lagway out of the top 10 and I would just replace it with Carson Beck, and then I think this will be a pretty good list.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now that Haynes King at 8, I actually like that because I think he's going to be good. He's experienced. And I think Tech could be a pretty dang good team this year. I mean, kind of wait and see.
Nico at
So
10.
I can see that. I mean, he got better as the year. I mean, some of the things with the offense last year wasn't really his fault.
Right.
I mean, there's only so much you can do when your offensive line can't block worth of shit.
Yeah.
So
I do like this top 10 more than I do the CBS top 10, if you want me to be honest. Except for the
Yeah.
DJ Lagway. I think that's insane.
See, now if they flip flopped Nussmeyer and Lagway, it would actually be a really good list.
Yeah. If they
And
flip flop Nussmeyer and Lagway, but then replace Lagway for Carson Beck, that would be almost perfect.
yeah, that'd be a pretty dang good list. The only thing is, I would probably swap out Cade and Arch because Arch, they're ranking him so high just off of his name and potential, and he's on a really good team. So
Yeah. I like the people that's in it: Drew Allar, Haynes King, Garrett Nussmeyer, Sam Levitt, K Klubnik, John Mateer, Arch Manning. I like Lenore Sellers. I like Nico. I just, for some reason, the DJ Lagway, that I don't really see it. I mean, he's right outside the top 10 for me.
I agree with that. Well, now, speaking of Haynes King, I got to ask y'all this. Ballard, me and you talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know if Matthew or people at Wash, I don't know if y'all seen the news, but yesterday it was announced because Nebraska canceled the series with us for 2026 and 2027. We, the Tennessee Volunteers, are going to have a home and home starting in 2026 with the Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech. And immediately when that was announced on Twitter by both Tech's Twitter page and Tennessee's Twitter page, I got tagged about 65 times in it. To the point where one man literally put in a group chat that picture of Randy Marsh with all the white stuff over him at the computer. Said this is probably TriStar right now.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah, here's one of the articles on it too.
But I don't think Georgia Tech. All right, so listen, I'm supposed to come on here and just trash Georgia Tech because I'm a Georgia fan. That's what I'm supposed to do, right?
Nerds.
That's what I'm supposed to do. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to be a realist for a second. This is not the same Georgia Tech that,
This ain't the Paul Johnson triple option and Jeff Collins bullshit.
Yeah, this is definitely not. This is a way better. I mean, you can potentially start seeing Georgia Tech win 8 games on a regular basis.
Yeah, 8-9 games a year, absolutely. Yeah, I can see that.
So
and
I don't.
and then yeah.
I don't think that this Georgia versus Georgia Tech last year that we saw when it went in like 7 overs. I don't think that was just an outlier
anomaly.
of a. I don't think that was that. I think they literally have a great head coach, and they might not get as much talent as a lot of teams do, but they utilize their talent and they maximize their potential with their talent, and they can be one of them teams that you might want Tennessee to face because it might be an easy win for you, but then again, you get them on the wrong day, and here you are getting upset.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, as someone who drives through Georgia and Metro Atlanta quite a bit, the last couple of years, I've been seeing way more Georgia Tech stickers and Georgia Tech people wearing their shirts and stuff just in the last couple of years. It's real, like their fan base has come out, and when they announced that, both fan bases were super excited. I mean, it was to the point where Rec Talk uploaded a video yesterday, like right after it was announced. He uploaded a video immediately talking about the history, Bobby Dodd learned under Robert Nealand, and the whole reason that they don't take that little car out on the road anymore is because Tennessee fans trashed it in '63. And like, there's a lot of history between those two. And Tennessee right now leads the series 25-17 with 2 ties. So right now we own the series. But I think it's going to be a great series. And this kind of proves my point. Ballard said this. Go look at their home and homes from the last several years to their home and homes coming up. Think about this. And everybody laughs at me when I talk about it, but they did a home and home with Mississippi State. They just did a home and home with Ole Miss a couple of years ago. They're about to do a home and home with Tennessee. They obviously play Georgia every year. And in 29 and 2030, I want to say, Ballard maybe can correct me on this, but they have a home and home with Alabama.
So here's the future opponents for Tech. We're talking Tech's home and homes here. They start one with Colorado this year. They go to
Yeah.
Colorado, then they host. Then they host Tennessee that year. That begins a home and home. Let's see what else. Georgia's always there, of course. Notre Dame kind of skips a year.
Well,
Alabama.
speaking of home and homes, not this year for Georgia Tech. It's going to be at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Right. But Colorado, Tennessee, and it looks like Alabama coming up for the home and homes for Georgia. Georgia Tech, I should say. And
Yeah.
then for
So,
Tennessee, I don't know what else you guys got planned other than Georgia Tech, West Virginia. Well, West Virginia's going to be a kickoff. Washington?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think as of now, we still have the home. I was thinking that was going to be the one that got canceled instead of the Nebraska one.
Yeah.
But as of now, on April 10th.
Yeah.
As of April 10th, 2025, at 3:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tennessee has a home and home with Washington. I want to say it's 2028, 2029.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got someone in the back room, stuntman John.
Yeah, that's
Your
him.
device is not.
That's him. He
His
finally got.
device is not connected, so I can't add him. So go
Oh,
back
damn.
out and try to come back in if you can.
Yeah, I texted him the link.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see if you can come back in, buddy, because it won't let me add you. But yeah, Alabama's got
Yeah,
Florida State, West Virginia, Ohio State, Notre Dame home and home, Georgia Tech home and home, Oklahoma State. Who else we got? Boston College, which
yeah.
actually
He
splits off
just texted
31 and
me.
34. Anyway, what did he text you?
So, so I think he's having some technical difficulties.
All right.
But
Ballard,
he's a barn man.
Okay.
Ballard,
What?
what's your thoughts on? I mean,
Uh
we're talking about quarterbacks here. You know,
oh,
what
Ballard, real quick.
what's your
Real,
quarterback situation going on in Alabama looking like?
really quickly. He just
Yeah.
texted me. He said he's got to sit up till I can't get in there. It's not me, it's him. He has to adjust his settings.
Me
He
or
re-
him?
yeah, I think he's saying you because he really just
Let
texted
me
me
see.
that.
I should be able to get everybody. I have no band guests. I have I can allow up to 10 people.
I don't know then
I
because
have no
it should.
idea.
Because what I'm thinking
It
is
says for me, he's in the back room. It says they will need to connect their mic and cam before you can add them to the stream.
okay. He needs
So
to.
it's something on his end.
Okay, well then probably what it is that he needs to. John, if you're listening to me, what you need to do is refresh the browser and it'll where it says allow mic and camera, you allow it because that's probably what it is. It's something whatever browser that you're using. I don't know if you're using Chrome or what you're using, but that should be a fairly easy fix.
Yeah. What were you saying, Mayhem?
So, you know, we already talked about Nico, and we talked about, well, really didn't talk about Georgia, but, you
Can't
know,
use app. We gotta use Chrome.
I think, I think Georgia's quarterback situation is kind of weird to me. I think, I do believe in Gunnar Stockton. I do. He was my guy several years ago. Really, I'm really excited to see him, but I really think that um, we got two great quarterbacks. I know they're I mean, kind of unproven. I think Puglisi is really good, and I think Gunnar Stockton is good, and I think you know, if we can put it all together, I think Georgia can have a pretty good year. I think Georgia could go. I think 10-2 is probably the ceiling. 9-3, 10-2. I'd be kind of shocked if we go like 11-1 or 12-0. We're definitely not going 12-0. But so that's kind of that on the Georgia side of things. I was going to ask you about what do you think about Alabama's quarterback situation?
Ballard.
What do I think about Alabama's quarterback situation?
Yeah.
I mean, no one's separating themselves right now. I mean, that's what Kalen DeBoer straight out came out and said this week. And um, but he loves all the quarterbacks so far. He sees great improvement throughout practice. We got A-Day this week, and that's going to be key, I think. Whoever can look the part. Now, I'm not going, and I also know that it's not going to be televised. So,
Oh,
Well, you know, you could get the if you have a cable provider, you just go on because the ones that are not televised are through what SEC Network or the app, ESPN app, ESPN Plus.
yeah,
So you just go on ESPN Plus, and then it'll ask you to sign in with your cable provider. And if you have YouTube TV, all you got to do is sign into your YouTube TV from the ESPN Plus app, and then boom, you can watch it for free.
yep.
yeah,
So I mean, um, I don't like it whenever they oh it's not televised. I mean it is technically televised. Technically, I mean it's on ESPN Plus. You can get it on your
Now,
TV.
We have
Now-
ESPN Plus on our Hulu.
Yeah, I did
Now I'll
too.
speak on. Now I'll speak on this. Speaking of, I guess we're talking about spring games. When's the A Day? When is G Day? When is well, obviously the orange and white game is this Saturday.
Maroon and White should be next week. A-Day's this Saturday.
G Day is on April 12th. So
This Saturday.
this Saturday.
That's
That would-
crazy, man. We're already at the spring games. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But Mayhem, uh, I'll ask you since me and Bauer talked about it. So, as I've been saying, you can usually see subtle hints at where a team's going to end up nowadays by who they're scheduling home and homes with. Would you agree with that? Like if there's like talks of moving conferences and all that stuff, won't you agree with that?
I mean, like, what do you mean by that? Like,
Okay, look at Tech for example. They just had their home and homes with Mississippi State and Ole Miss. They're having a home and home with Tennessee, and they're going to have a home and home with Alabama.
yeah, but
That-
I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that because didn't the Big Ten and didn't the Big Ten have some type of agreement with another conference, and they did non-con games, and then like Georgia, for example, they scheduled Oklahoma home and home series, but it got canceled due to Oklahoma coming to the SEC. So why would they cancel? Why would they cancel an home and home series if that was the case? Is what would be my question.
Well, I think it's more of Tech giving out hints of where they want to go.
I think they. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, we got him.
John,
What's up?
what the hell took you so long?
His caption says
I
I'm
tell
a
you
moron
what,
and I
had to
figured
do
it out.
I had to do some Google searching and find out that I had like three things closed on my phone that I didn't know what the hell it was, but we're good now. We're good. Thank God I don't got no clothes on, so thank God I turned the camera off. Jesus.
Yeah, we don't want to see that.
Well, I mean, y'all don't, but it might be good for YouTube business. I don't know, or it might get us all
Well,
kicked off. I
no,
have
wait.
clue.
Who's Edward up there in Sandy Springs or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's this
Yeah, you
YouTuber up in
can't
Sandy
be
Springs.
you can't be showing your junk off, guys. That's a bad idea.
Exactly.
Unless you're Edward.
Yeah, there's just a few things that you need to be aware of. A, if you're ugly, don't put yourself on camera. B, if you're fat, don't do it. C, don't be naked.
Exactly.
And D, don't be a Alabama fan. We should be okay. All right. Well,
Oh,
it's like
God.
roll tide roll. Roll tide roll.
Oh, Dad. Anyway,
Oh, God.
TriStar, we got a we got a guy committing here in a couple minutes that has Tennessee in his top 5.
Who is it?
4-star edge Rodney Dunham for
Okay.
2025. No, 2026, I'm sorry. Number 14
Oh.
overall player.
I want to keep an eye on that.
I'm gonna have it. Yeah.
Hey,
But,
Stuntman, tell us about Auburn. You know, you're Auburn man, right?
Yeah, I mean, we should totally win the national championship this year. No, in all honesty, talent level this year, hell of a lot better. Probably, and I'm not kissing ass because I'm way too old to do that. Probably one of the best wide receiver group in the country.
I can believe that. Perry
Now,
Thompson, Ken Coleman.
the biggest thing is We're gonna have a quarterback that's gonna be able to give him the ball.
That's exactly what I said.
Um,
Yeah.
uh, there's been a lot of rumors and innuendo coming out of spring practice. I've actually been to two, and Jackson Arnold looks good. I'm gonna tell you what, Deuce Knight looks like a freak. Dude just doesn't throw interceptions. He doesn't turn it over. He always makes the right read. I mean, so Hugh Freeze has got some decisions he's to make. So I have no idea what he will do. No idea. But I'll tell you this: we didn't pay him all that money to come to Auburn to sit on the bench.
Yeah, I think what y'all don't need to do is play the quarterback hokey pokey like I talked about earlier, with the whole Peyton Thorne and then, you know, uh what's that, Hank Brown.
Well, there was something going on that a lot of people don't know about with Peyton. Peyton was hurt earlier in the year, and it wasn't because he was throwing interceptions. He was hurt, and there's a lot of Auburn people that want to get in Hugh Freeze's ass for not going to the portal because we could have had Cam Ward. We could have got Cam Ward for less money than Miami paid for him, and we didn't. We stuck with basically semi-retarded Jared Stidham. So I don't know. I mean, but this is Hugh's year. If Hugh does not make some kind of big adjustment this year, they're going to fire him. They're going to fire him. It doesn't matter if he's got prostate cancer or not. They're going to fire him.
Yep.
I mean,
I
all the
agree.
money that Auburn's spending,
Damn.
the money that's
Jimmy
been
Means is
put
that
out,
ruthless?
it's not about being ruthless. It's about the fact that even like with Tennessee, Alabama, look, you know what? There's things going on in Alabama that people don't want to talk about. Alabama does not have as much money as Tennessee or Auburn does for NIL. They're begging for money right now. They don't have the same amount. They just don't.
Mm-hmm.
They're begging for money. They're begging for money, and there's a reason why. They just don't have it. And that's not a knock on Alabama, but things have changed. Used to, Nick Saban comes to the house and tells you about how many NFL players you've got, and he kisses mama and daddy's ass, and you're gonna come down there.
Yeah, and then
Those
whenever
days
they
are done.
and then Nick Saban has his personal bag boy, and yeah, them days are over.
Those days are over with. I mean, buddy, it ain't Dodge Chargers no more, man. It's fucking Ferraris, man. I mean, things have changed. I mean, it's Ferraris, it's Porsches, it's different
Wait, no,
now.
wait, no. It's Mercedes because don't he own a Mercedes dealership?
He is the first person that actually owned a Mercedes dealership besides Crown in the state of Alabama. All Nick Saban.
Yeah.
There you go.
Where's that in what Mountain Brook or wherever?
He's got one in Mountain Brook. He's got one in Tuscaloosa. Let me tell you this: Nick Saban makes more money than you. I don't even know how you would see what he's making. I mean, dude's fixing to win like an Emmy or something for being the most awesome jackass on ESPN. I don't know, but good for him. I think Nick Saban's a good guy. He's a hell of a coach. But I'll tell you this about coaches: you give me the roster, you give me and TriStar the roster that he had for 10 years. Me and TriStar probably would have won 5 national championships. I mean, when your players are better than everybody, you can screw up on your play calling. You can have a Jalen Milrow who probably has an IQ of 12 out there playing quarterback, and you just hope to God that he doesn't turn the ball over.
He
I
said an
mean, that's
IQ of 12.
that's why that's why
But we
everybody
laugh about it, and I don't mean to be ugly, but it's the truth. I mean,
but that's why everybody. I mean, I don't understand why everybody has Ryan Day in their top two or of head coaches right now because
Who'd he put ahead of him?
He's, huh?
Who do you put ahead of him?
I mean,
But
right now,
you give me $21 million in a college school, you can put me ahead of him.
because just like he just said, you give him the most talented players. I mean, Ohio State has had the best team in all of college football for the last 4, maybe 5 years, and it's not even close. And like he comes away with only one national title. That's crazy.
What's happening right now is about the equivalent to around the mid 70s when Bear Bryant was able to go in and sign every 5-star and be 5-star deep. Three 5-star deep. He always was. Now, did somebody get a tractor for their farm? Yeah. Somebody get a new lawnmower? Yeah. Somebody get a Barracuda? Yeah. But those days are over with now, and that's why you see Greg Barn in Alabama right now. They're begging for money. They're
That
begging
is
for
true.
money.
Now, still, I gotta ask you this. You was telling me this. Is it true that when visiting teams run out there at Jordan Hare Stadium, that the students throw shit at them? Is that true? Did you just tell me about that?
Yes, it was until 1989. It stopped.
What was it
The
you said? Like
19.
when
Okay,
like
so I'll tell
Tennessee would
you.
run
I'll
the
tell you
field and
why
they
they
throw
stopped.
oranges at them?
Yeah, Tennessee ran on the field. We threw oranges at them. When I was in college, we threw oranges and pelted the shit out of them. Yeah, we did that. But what happened was they ended up moving in 1989 for the first time for the Iron Bowl that Alabama ever played down there. Bill
Were they
Curry
throwing
came
Tide
out.
Pods at them?
No, Bill Curry came out and said that people were threatening to kill him. Right?
Who threatened to kill him?
I don't know. Somebody threatened. Nobody's threatened to kill Bill Curry. He's not that important. But so after the 1989 season, the 90 season, they moved the visitor tunnel all the way over to the other side. And then they went in there and they made the locker room bigger for Auburn. So 1989 was the last time that visitors came out underneath the student station.
Well, it got me thinking. Me and Bauer was talking on the phone earlier, and what was it, Ballard? You said you'd love to have the game back at Legion Field like one time, just for old time's sake or something. If they ever do
I
anything
know
with
it's
Legion
falling
Field.
apart, but
We'd all get shot before we got in the stadium and everybody's car would be stolen.
yeah.
You're probably right.
I didn't even think about the
But
crime in Beham.
well,
Well,
here's the thing on here's the thing.
in the history. Go
Hold
ahead,
on, John.
My bad.
Here's the thing, Ballard and John and Mayhem when he comes back is that like my dad went down there numerous times to watch Tennessee play, and he said he never had one problem.
Well, I can tell you
He
this.
said he'd be out there on Arkadelphia Avenue. You get off on Arkadelphia
You
Avenue,
get off on
and
Arkadelphia and you go up the
and
hill.
then and yeah, he go up the hill, and he said there's this black family right there, and they stand out there with guns and shit, saying, "Don't worry, that car ain't gonna be touched."
Them motherfuckers be out there with underwear waving your ass in, and I'm gonna tell you what, somebody touch your car, they kill them.
Oh yeah,
Don't
and
park
this
at the
is
Methodist church though. That place was rough.
well, this was back in the '90s, so
Well, one thing that happened to Legion Field was the city and mayor Richard Arrington let it go in disrepair.
we'll see. They can't tear it down because it's on the register historic landmark.
Well, let's don't forget that Legion Field was the largest football stadium in the state of Alabama for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They had to tear that whole upper deck down because they were afraid that there
It
might
was
be
gonna
a chance,
fall.
like a fat ass like me would walk up there and the thing would collapse and kill somebody. So, they had to get rid of it. But Legion Field is still the football capital of the South. I still believe that. Think about all the great games that have been played there.
High school championship games.
Um, uh, the USC Alabama game back in 1960, whatever it was.
Wait, I thought that was like 69 or 70. Are you talking about the one where because the university didn't want to have?
That was the first time any white person had ever seen a black person play football. Evidently,
Well, no, wait, no, because didn't the like SWAC and all them do their championship games or Alabama A&M and Alabama State? Didn't they
not
always
until
play at
recently.
Legion
Not
Field?
until recently.
Oh,
I
because I
mean,
always thought they did it there at Legion Field in Birmingham.
that USC game back in the late '60s. That's what pissed Bear Bryant off, and that's when Bear Bryant decided, you know what,
Well,
we
I'm gonna
might
get
need to
some black
recruit a black
players.
kid. And because USC stomped Alabama's ass down there.
Yeah, they
Um,
blew them out.
but there's been some great games down there. I mean, the '83 Iron Bowl. I mean,
Wasn't that bow over the top?
the bow over the top, the Van Tiffen
That
game,
was
the
82.
tornado game in '85,
Yeah.
which I was at. Um, uh, you know, I mean, I don't tell everybody this, but when we were in high school, if we had to play Parker, I went to minor high school, which they still got minor high school, but it's moved. But we played Parker at Legion Field, and you had to play down there, and it was something. I mean, it really was, and just like my high school baseball, we played our high school baseball games at Rookwood Field. I mean, those are special places. I mean, there's even down here in Columbus, the old stadium down here that they just have high school soccer. I mean, Georgia, Auburn, Georgia Tech. I mean, they all played down here. I mean, those were big games back in the '50s and early '60s.
Oh yeah.
And
Now,
now it's just a shithole of humanity, and you don't want to stop at the Circle K because there's a pretty good chance meth heads going to try to rob you.
well, speaking of Tech, John, what do you think about Tennessee announcing that home and home with Tech?
I think it's absolutely awesome because it brings the old SEC back. And I think Georgia Tech looked at it and they see that as a way to get back in.
That's exactly what
Like
I was saying. That's what I've been saying.
I would love
Because think about
for
it, they just did a home and home with Mississippi State and Ole Miss.
I would love for Missouri to just get out of our conference. They bring nothing to the table. It's a
They're
shithole
not even
campus.
Southern.
It's a shithole campus. It's a horrible place to visit. It's nothing. I would love to see Missouri go away. And you know what? Let's bring Georgia Tech back in. But I don't even know if it's up to the SEC. I think it's more to Georgia Tech, to be honest with you. I would love for somebody else to tell me their thoughts on it.
I don't know, Ballard, you go first. It's your show. Where did Matthew go?
I have no idea where he's off to.
Uh, I guess he had to get back to work.
Probably. Um, I mean, we had talked earlier, man, and honestly, most times I just kind of sit back and listen because you always have the. I mean, I'm not the biggest expert on all this stuff, but like for the sake of traditions and rivalry, like Georgia Tech already plays Georgia. They're obviously
they're
scheduling
in
stuff with.
they're in Atlanta.
They are in Atlanta. They should
They're
come
found
back
they're
to the
founding
SEC, in my
they're
opinion.
founding member.
Yeah. Why they left is, I mean, it's kind of
Well,
dumb.
it was stupid. But let's be
Yeah.
honest. I encourage you to use Google right now and see how many SEC championships Georgia Tech has, and see how that ranks among the current SEC schools.
Yeah, I think they got what,
Let's
8?
see. They
It's
have
more
8.
than that, I think.
Like 10 or
They
12, maybe.
it's quite a bit. They were pretty dominant in the now. I count even like the old SoCon when we was all in the old Southern Conference. I count those too because if you count those, Tennessee's got 16. I think Auburn's got like 10. I think maybe 11 if you count them.
So in the SEC, they have one in 39, which it labels as co-champions.
Yeah, because I
They
think it
have
was
43.
us and Tech. I think in 39.
1, 2, 3. So let's see, 39, 43, 44, 51, 52. They got 5. And two
Including
of
Southern
those came
Conference.
under, include the
Guys, I
Southern
will
Conference,
be
you
I
have
will be
3, they'll
right
have
back.
8.
I will be right back, guys. I apologize. I'll be
All
right
right.
back. I gotta let Mr. Cole Severs go potty. By the way, that's my dog. It's not a real human. It's just Mr. Cole Severs.
Oh,
Come on, Cole. Let's go.
They had in the Southwest or whatever, they had 3 others.
well, it's called the Southern Con. It's the current
Southern.
SoCon.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Southern Conference.
I got you.
Now, yeah, and so if you include that, they have 8 SEC championships. Tennessee's got 16. I think Alabama's got like 28.
Mm-hmm. 30.
Georgia's okay, 30 including the Southern Conference.
I think. Something like that.
But like I said, with them being in Atlanta and all that, like I said, this screams to me they're trying to make a point in scheduling all these SEC teams for home and homes. Because I think now you're not going to be seeing where they're scheduling home and homes 5 years down the road. I think now it's going to be kind of like they'll schedule it about a year or two in advance, and that's
Mm-hmm.
about the latest.
Let's see. SEC championship game. Who's got the most here? I mean, it's obviously Alabama, but
I think Tennessee's
um,
still second.
well, it says Alabama has 11. Now, 30 conference championships. I could see that because you got to think back to before they joined the SEC or the SEC was the SEC or whatever.
Yeah,
But
before
they
1933,
think
it would be
about
the
it.
Southern Conference.
Well, yeah, but the SEC championship game itself being played at Legion Field and everything goes back to 92. And
Right.
Alabama is 11-4. Florida is 7-6. Georgia has 12 appearances. They got 5 wins. Tennessee's got 2 wins in the SEC championship. Auburn's got 3. And then you have Texas, obviously Oklahoma, South Carolina, Mississippi State, Missouri, and Arkansas have never won it.
I'm gonna tell y'all something while I'm here. And this is just something I just want to throw out. If somebody comes in and or watches this on YouTube or whatever the hell they do, I have no idea how this works. Um, the 2010 South Carolina team, if it hadn't been for Auburn, they probably would have won a national championship. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah. What's up, Goose?
I mean, but there's things that I don't get. Like I can go to any practice I want to go to. I've been to 3 spring practices. I've watched, but you know what? I'm screwing up because I'm not charging $9.99 for me to tell you uh, how many completions the quarterback made.
Right.
Oh, and
Think about that.
Coach Beamer's a great person, just not a great coach, and Coach Lucas is a great person as well. and Columbia is a great city.
This recruit literally just said Shane Beamer's a great person, but not a great coach.
Wow.
He said
Yeah,
it.
I thought I misheard it. I thought he said something different.
South Carolina's
No,
also
that's
Must be
exactly
where
what
he
I
lives
heard.
down the
here.
road. I could go visit there,
No
come
doubt.
back.
Notre
He's
Dame is
about to
a, is
pick
a
up
hot
that. He's
school,
about
hot
to pick
name
up
for
that
you
Tennessee
lately.
hat.
What is it about the Fighting Irish that you like so much?
We got
The people
Duke,
there,
Georgia,
and the
South
connections you have while going
Carolina.
there. You know,
Is that
Notre
it's a
Dame
school
and
that
Tennessee.
Notre
takes
Dame
kids
and
to
He's
Tennessee?
national
gonna pull the
championships,
hat out from under.
and
He's
it's a
not
school
gonna
that
pick
can
a
develop
hat.
you as
It's not
not
going to
just
be
as
any
great
of
as a
those.
football player,
Watch
but as
this.
great as a
No,
man.
he's gonna pull a hat out
And
of his
so
ass or
it's also
something.
great academics as well.
Right.
And so that's why.
Yeah. And then last but certainly not least, Tennessee Volunteers. What is it about them that has them as a top contender, top school for you as well?
Tennessee has a great environment, great fan
There you
base.
go.
It's also a really good school. Coach Hype was a really, really great guy, and so is Coach
Yep.
Chop. And they have a culture going on over there, and it's pretty
He's
cool.
gonna say
Pretty
he's
good
going to
school.
Georgia because he doesn't
All
have
right.
to have a
Well,
driver's
I
license.
He's
think
gonna
we've
do
covered
the
all
whole
5
jacket
schools.
thing.
You're here. You're ready to go. Take a breath. Tell everybody where you will be continuing your academic
Here
and
comes the
athletic
hat
career.
under the table.
For the next 3 to 5 years, I will be attending the University of Notre Dame.
Oh,
Man, get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
There you have it. A massive, massive pickup for Notre Dame. Head
Wow,
coach.
big pickup. Big pickup for Notre Dame. Hey,
Yeah.
guess what? I was seeing the transfer portal in 3 months when you can't make the depth chart.
Yeah. He is 4-star though, and I've seen his highlight. He's good. He's just I don't know if I don't know, man. Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's got money.
yeah, they do.
They got money, guys. They got money. You know
Yeah,
what,
they
though?
do.
Yeah.
They didn't have enough money to keep Deuce Knight from Auburn.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. Speaking of tech and Auburn and engineering, my cousin here pretty soon will be graduating from the University of Tennessee with a degree in mechanical engineering.
That's awesome.
Yep, he's already got a job lined up out in Houston, Texas.
That's awesome. Only people from Auburn and Georgia Tech are astronauts. So, I mean, same engineering, but, you know.
Now,
Congratulations on working on the Tesla vehicle.
what about Tesla?
I'm being an ass, dude.
I know
That's
you are.
awesome. That's an awesome degree, and it doesn't matter if you're from Tennessee. Well, Alabama don't have that. Only reason you go to Alabama is if you want to be a lawyer, or writer, or like some kind of fag musician. Christian, did you go to Alabama?
I think with you, did you go to UAB?
You know what's crazy? You know, my mother graduated from UAB, and her degree doesn't say the University of Alabama at Birmingham. It says the University of Alabama. It's crazy. Wow,
I'll be
Notre
going
Dame.
hopefully next year.
Christian, what are you trying to graduate in? What are you doing?
Sports journalism.
Where are you going to college? Not to get personal with you. I just
No, you're fine. I'm currently in Hanceville, or I'm in
in
Coleman
beautiful
County,
Hansville,
Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah, you know Wallace State.
Let me tell you something about Wallace State.
It's
So
probably not
when I
good.
left, here we go. So
Oh
when I
man.
left Jeff State Community College, which doesn't exist anymore, I went to Wallace State Community College to play baseball. And by the way, Wallace State has the best baseball hats in all of baseball.
Yeah.
And then I left Wallace State and I transferred to Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
Wallace State's a great place, man, especially up there in Hansville where you are. Um,
Oh, Coleman County.
Yeah.
up there in beautiful Coleman County, up there on exit. What is that? 304 maybe you're at, or What is you at?
I'm
304?
I'm at
301.
actually to get
You might
to
be on 301.
305
305.
off the interstate,
Oh, so
off
you
the
live with,
interstate, the
I knew
exit.
it because I saw you were white and I knew you lived where the rich people did.
Yes, sir.
So you know my old lake house is off exit 299 up there in
Yeah.
Dodge City.
Okay.
Oh wait, are you up there?
Yes,
Are you talking about
sir.
Smith Lake?
Yeah, it's 299 on the exit right there to get to Brushy Pond and all that. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I know
you
that exit.
run on down there, past that. Well, they got a jumbo gas station now on the right. You pass on down there, hang a little right,
Yeah.
go up a little hill, get on that little dirt road. Then there's a little sign off to the right. You can come on down to the
Mhm.
family's place.
Wow.
They try.
Yes, sir.
So Wallace State is got navy blue and orange, right?
So like Auburn colors.
It kind of is. The orange is a little bit different, but the baseball hats are freaking on point, dude. The W with the S, man, with the script are amazing.
Let's send me a picture of it.
I've got I've got one of my old ones around here somewhere. It's probably in a garbage bag somewhere, but just a beautiful hat. They've also got one with a solid white. I mean, Wallace State's a solid ass baseball program.
Yeah, they are. Coach Putman,
Just
he's great.
solid, dude.
Huh?
They're just a solid ass baseball program.
Yeah.
Now, if it's about Cleveland State Community College in Cleveland, Tennessee, I could probably tell you about it.
Buddy, anybody in Cleveland, Tennessee is probably a freaking Pentecostal.
No, it's a Church of God. Get it right.
Yeah, that's Pentecostal.
Well, it's Lee University.
Yeah, I know exactly where it is.
This is the greatest show I've ever done.
Now, Ballard, one time,
Yeah.
what's funny is I actually met up with Stuntman down there. I was driving through Columbus and Phoenix City, and he
Uh-huh.
took me
Hey,
and got me
Ballard,
some
I didn't
wings.
try to beat his ass or anything or try to run him off the road. That's only other people that do that.
Yeah, that specifically stay around Muscle Shoals, Alabama. You know, is what
Yeah.
it is. But what was it, John, that you said when you picked? We
What?
we went to some bar over there in Phoenix City.
That was something where Tracy wanted to go. I can't remember. I'm going to ask her. I don't even know where the hell we went.
Well, I remember they served gator. It was good too.
Yeah, they had alligator.
That fried alligator.
Yeah, the fried
So
alligator. I'm
so what
not
I
sure
did,
if it was real alligator. I don't know what the hell you
I
ate.
don't know what it was, but it was really good. And see, Ballard, I stopped there at the Lowe's in Phoenix City, and old John down here, him and his lady came pick me, took me out to eat down
Come
there
pick
in
him up
Phoenix
and
City.
Yeah.
take him. Hey, that's what we do around here.
Awesome.
Make sure we take care of buddies.
Exactly. Hell, I kind of did the same thing with Ballard, except he was already there
Yeah.
over there in Coleman.
So, Battle, I want to ask you a question. What you're doing right now, this is part of your, basically part of your school. This is basically you learning how to do certain things, right?
Pretty much. Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what, it's great. I encourage it. Um, I'd love to give you advice, but I'm not. Um, everybody's different, but I think I brought this up earlier. I love the fact that I go to the same practices, I say the same thing, but yet I'm not charging people $10 a month. I should be
Right.
charging $10 a month for Stuntman John what the hell Stuntman John saw.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have to do that. I really don't. Um, uh, it's just weird. I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you something else. Getting into sports media right now, you're a very courageous person. It's a lot different than it
Yeah.
used to be.
Well,
No,
nowadays they want to beat you up over something you say, no matter what it is.
well, I'll tell you
Well,
It
this:
seems that way.
make sure you always be like Stephen A. Smith, man. To hell with it.
I don't care. I don't care.
No, it's not just that. It's if stand by what you say. If you have an idea, stand by it. Somebody don't
yeah.
believe it, screw them.
But John, you need to start making some YouTube videos on Auburn because me and Ballard and Matthew is talking about we can't think of any Auburn YouTubers in the community. There's nobody for Auburn.
You've got the War Report. You've got what's the
Yeah,
other
but
one?
those are like real media outlets. Like those are straight up
Like,
reporters.
yeah,
We're
No,
they're
talking.
they no,
yeah,
they
they're
think
paid media
no,
reporters.
they think they are. And I'm gonna give you a great impression on this. One of my best friends played for the New York Yankees.
Mhm.
Graduate of Auburn and a graduate of NIU. Tried to get his press pass at Auburn. They blocked him. Auburn's very careful who they allow to talk about what they have going on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, probably because they're entrusting you with top secret information, and
But I'm gonna tell you something. If you're finding top secret information out at fucking spring football practice for 12 minutes on an open window, no, you're not. I'm gonna tell you what. I can make a video of me throwing a football for 15 minutes out here and throwing a 10-yard out to you, TriStar. I could be a 5-star athlete. It's not. It's not what you think. It's the perception of what you are, and
yeah,
Auburn's really weird about protecting their brand.
they are. They are. That is true.
Yep.
Now, what we're planning, I'm gonna make sure you're in here, John, because me and Bauer was talking about doing a live stream one day where we have basically the OG SEC members from like 1990, and then get Rec Talk for Tech, and then get college football addiction for Florida State, and discuss on why this team will be added, why these teams will leave the SEC.
That's something better to do that. I'm going to be honest with you, TriStar. Me and you have the same idea about certain things. I think certain teams should be added back to the SEC, and you know what? It's not going to happen. Georgia Tech will not be a part of the SEC. They just won't. And I'm going to tell you why. There's a note somewhere, handwritten by either Sue Jordan or Pat Dye or General Nealon or somebody that's probably like, yeah, that's never happening.
Well, what prevented it in the 70s was Ole Miss and Mississippi State.
I understand that. But you see, back in those days, there was a lot of undertone stuff going on. Auburn was a part of it. So was Alabama. I mean, if Barrett Bryant had to come out and said, "I'll tell you what, I'm not listening to any of these people. Georgia Tech, come on back." Problem was is that the coach down there at Georgia Tech,
Bobby Dodd.
Bobby Dodd, had a donkey, basically told everybody in the SEC to go eat a big old fat CK, and they all got mad at him, and that was the end of it. And he ruined that. He ruined that for Georgia Tech. And you know what? Some Georgia Tech fans that are lunatics, they need to know that. You can name the stadium whatever the hell you want to, but you need to know Bobby Dodd is the main specific reason why you're not in the SEC, why you're in the ACC, why you're still trying to run the fucking wishbone, and you might beat Florida State every 3 years. That's why, because of Bobby Dodd. But they don't want to admit that.
Well, they don't run the wishbone anymore. They actually run a spread offense since Brent Key got there.
They still run a form of it.
Yep.
Not, I've not seen it. Man, we need rec talk in here.
We'll have to set something up for sure, man. We'll all get together and talk this up sometime
Yep.
very
Well,
soon.
I'll tell you this, Battler, just from talking to you, I do want to tell you this. Me growing up in Birmingham and being from the Forest Hill Gardendale area, and actually being up there at Wallace State and Hansel for about 9 months before it was time for me to leave. Um, I respect what you're doing, and you know what? Keep working at it, and you know what? If I can help you in any way whatsoever, hook up with TriStar, and he can give you my number, and I'll try to help you because getting into that industry, it seems easy, but it's not.
No, it's not at all, man.
Because everybody wants to get into it, but I love the idea of it. I love the fact that you're from Alabama and you're from up
Yeah.
there in Hansville. I love that. I do. And if I can help you, I will. And TriStar knows I will. I will.
Yeah.
I'll put
Awesome.
you in touch. I'll put you in touch with some people that can get you somewhere. And it might be something stupid, man. You might be reporting on a UAB baseball game. I mean, dude, there's sports everywhere, man,
Oh,
Absolutely.
it's kind
and
of off
there's
topic.
sports everywhere.
Yeah. Now this is a
So
little off topic, but John, you've told me this story. Ballard, you'll get a kick out. What was it you said? Somebody it was James Spann at a church and something about child support or something. What was it you just tell me one day about
I
that?
all right,
You told me apparently he was
yeah,
at a
I'll
church.
tell it again. I'll tell it again, but just for I can't even say his name. What is it?
Ballard,
First
just take
name's
just take.
Christian. Is it Christian?
Yes, that's
you
his
can call me Ballard or Christian, either one.
or Billy
All right.
Ray or
Yeah, whatever. Christian, I'm gonna tell you a story. So, James Spann, he's the guy with us, right?
Yeah.
And in our world, if the wind blows the wrong way, James Spann's on that shit, right?
Oh, of course.
If
He's
you see
rolling up his
James
sleeves,
Spann take
taking
the
off his jacket
suspenders
and stuff.
off,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
better get to your safe place, right?
respect the poly guy.
Funniest story I ever tell you. My grandmother, before she passed away, we all went to church over in Inslee. Well, they changed the church. Church goes to Hoover, rebuild it, and James Spann, he goes to church with us, right?
Mhm.
And I know James, he's great, he's a good guy. But we're in church on one Sunday, and the freaking Jefferson County Hoover police come in there and arrest him because he didn't pay child support, and they put him in
Oh
jail.
no. Oh, James Spann?
Yes, it's
No
hilarious as
way.
shit.
That's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
a
that
true
that
story. So I'm gonna tell you what. You put that back in the pocket and hold on to that. So if you ever have to write a cool story about something that nobody knows about, or if you want to be Kevin Skorbinski and be a fucking total dick shit, um, uh, no, Kevin Skorbinski lives 3 doors down from my mother, and me and him almost got in a fight at a food land like 2 years ago. What an idiot. I mean, I'm gonna tell you what. If you want to be a writer, you want to be a sports guy. Always be right. Don't say stupid shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you
What
what.
is this, CNN?
Stupid shit gets excitement, but stupid shit will also get your ass kicked in a grocery store.
Yes, sir.
Do not ever put
Nah.
your real picture up there.
I got you.
Now, we need to. You need to call it since you got the StreamYard straightened out. You need to call in the Uncle Lou's show one time and just give us your honest opinions on the University of Georgia.
Me or Stuntman John?
Stunt man, that'd be hilarious.
Oh yeah. He has he ever called in to Lou's show?
No,
This will be a
no.
treat for him.
First of
This will be a
all,
treat.
just so y'all know, I know Uncle Lou.
Yeah.
You know.
Like
Wait.
We had
Wait.
we had a little thing hooked up where I would call in and we'd make a fool about this. No, I'm not going to do that. But I will tell you this, just so you know, I'm very proud of where you're at, and keep working hard, and everything will come to. I mean, once you get done at your college, do you plan on moving and trying to get another degree, or are you done?
At the current school I'm at now, I'm just doing basics. I'll go to UAB next year
Why are you going to UAB?
for the communications degree. They don't have it at the school I'm at.
Other schools have that communication degree, and it will mean a lot more from other schools. Why UAB?
Just what's closest to home right now, where I live.
So you really want to cover UAB athletics?
I mean, I'm willing to cover whatever I can, I guess.
So what if you were able to go to Alabama, or go to Auburn, or go to Mississippi State, or
If
go
I
to
could
Ole
afford
Miss?
any of that, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Okay, well, you seem well read. You seem well spoke. Why can you not go to another school? Is
Again,
it
if I could
totally? Is
afford all
it
that,
so? There's no scholarship done. It's totally going to be like mom and dad paying for this, right? Or you're paying for it, right?
kind of both. Like we're both like everyone's chipping in.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Um, uh, you give your information to TriStar, okay?
Okay.
And I will see if there's a way we can get you into Auburn. I mean, there's no reason. And look, UAB's great. I mean, UAB's a great college. I mean, hell, my mom graduated from there. I mean, and if that's something you want to do, that's fine. But if it's a money situation, then let's work on it. Let's work on it. Because TriStar can tell you right now, if we put up a GoFundMe page for you to get to Auburn or Alabama or wherever the hell you want to go, hey TriStar, I think we can get it, can't we?
Sure.
Is that what you want, Lou?
I mean, I've had my heart set on UAB for a while. Like I've already taken a campus tour and everything. If anything else I've toured Alabama.
Did you love that 6 blocks down there in UAB? Did you did you drive down there and look at the outdoor football complex? Did you look to the left and see the mellow mushroom? Did you make sure you looked at the VA hospital while they drove you by there?
Hey, listen, you mentioned Mellow Mushroom, man. You got me
No, and the
sold,
reason
man.
why I say is look, I coach. I know. I know. And UAB is the most shitty college you'll ever get to. UAB and Memphis are about the most scariest places in the world. Let me ask you a question.
I've been
Let's
around
do
the UAB.
this.
I don't
So
feel like I'm in danger down there.
right at the beginning of where UAB's campus starts, right before the football facility, if somebody drops you off right there at the Waffle House, do you think your
Oh
white
my
ass can
god.
walk 5 blocks without getting robbed? I'm just asking
Oh
you.
my god.
Be honest.
Wait.
Don't lie.
Hold on.
When's the last time? When's the last time you've been to Birmingham? When's the last time you've been to UAB campus?
Me?
No, I'm talking about Stud. When's the last time you were over there at
I
UAB?
know exactly where you get off at that exit. And I know exactly where they're.
Maybe if you're talking about like in the 80s and the 90s, yeah, you're making a lot of sense right now. But I've
Still,
been
Downtown
it's
there.
still
is the
that way.
worst
It's still
part,
that way.
I
It's
think.
still that way. I don't give a shit.
I mean, yeah, if you're talking over like around
I just
Legion
don't want my
Field,
buddy to get
yeah,
on the
but
first 48.
oh
I
my
mean,
god.
there's a reason why they made the first 48 in Birmingham, buddy, and it ain't because of sports. Now, I will tell you one thing: if there's one thing you could do, you start emailing Andy Kennedy, who I know, and you start
Andy
emailing
Kennedy?
him. Get in good
Who's
with
who,
Andy Kennedy and start following the
who's
basketball
that?
team. Because I'm gonna tell you what, the football team ain't gonna be worth a shit. So follow Andy in the basketball team.
Now,
Right.
okay, who's Andy Kennedy? Somebody tell me who's Andy
Andy
Kennedy.
Kennedy used to play basketball at UAB under Gene Bartow. Andy Kennedy took the Ole Miss job and they fired him because he had a bad year. He had 2 good years and then it didn't go good. Now,
So
if
they
I'm
Bill
not
Curry'd
mistaken, the
him.
last 3 years, Andy Kennedy's won more than 20 games, correct? Now, the problem is that UAB is not Memphis. If UAB was Memphis, dude, they'd be in the NCAA every year, but they're not. They lose to Memphis in the final. They end up getting put in the NIT. And no, but Andy Kennedy's a hell of a dude, man. He's a hell of a coach. And I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you something else. Birmingham people show up down there for UAB. They show up.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Now, now there's one thing we need. We need Alabama to play UAB in football at least one time. They owe
Yeah,
it to
that
us.
won't
Yes.
ever. Yeah, well, y'all played them basketball once. Alabama played them basketball once. You ain't been beat there.
No. To hell with that. I'm talking football because it was because of
It's
the
got to
people
be
in
football.
Tuscaloosa. It was because of the people in Tuscaloosa that they had to shut down their football program for like 2 years.
Let me tell you what. If UAB ever plays Alabama in football, it has to be at UAB at Protective
Oh my,
Stadium.
oh, oh my God.
What do
Well,
you think,
that's never
Tracy?
going to happen. That would never happen
Alabama playing UAB in football.
in Birmingham,
You think
not
that's
in
a good idea,
Tuscaloosa.
Tracy? Huh?
Why wouldn't they go there?
Tracy said
Dude, they went
absolutely
to
not.
USF. They went to USF. Why can't they go to UAB?
Well, because they would look at it like, it's an hour down the road. They can just come here because it's bigger. Because Bryant Denny's bigger. Probably the only way they would ever
Nudge
agree to
Oklahoma
that.
home.
Oh my God,
Here, hold
that'd be.
on. Tracy can
How
start.
Like,
funny would that be?
You
now,
talking
what
to?
about like Jacksonville State or Troy or South Alabama or
See,
one of them?
you're with me, TriStar. You're with me. We need to play the group of five in-state schools more often
And I
and
don't. And
locally.
Alabama never has. The only. Well, actually, no. I take that back. They have played a few times. Samford. That's it.
Yeah.
Other than
Auburn
that,
always
they.
plays somebody too.
Yeah, Auburn's usually playing. Jacksonville State or Troy or South
Or
Alabama
Sanford. Yeah.
or Samford or whatever. Like like, here's my thing.
Now,
Everybody
Auburn's
talks about
played
they
UAB.
need to do.
They played Alabama State. They played Alabama A&M. They played Troy. They played Jacksonville State. Wait a minute. You know what? I don't think Auburn's ever played Troy.
Really?
I'm gonna
I
look it
thought
up.
they played them some years back.
No, I do not. I'm willing to bet.
I swear, I thought I remember like
Nope,
2014
I do not.
or
Auburn's
something
never
like
played
that.
Troy. And this goes back to some shit that Larry Blakeney had. I don't think Auburn's ever played Troy.
Well, the game.
No
I always-
previous matchups right here.
They've never
No
played.
Okay, so
previous
I
they
don't
they've
think
never
Auburn's
played.
ever played Troy.
Now, what's that one game
Because
I've heard people
Alabama
talk about?
hasn't
And that,
played.
no,
Alabama ain't never
Alabama's
played
never.
Troy either.
Dang. And UAB, I bet they've never played.
No, I know Auburn's only played UAB one time, and I think it was 1992 or 93.
96. 29-0 in Auburn. Because Terry Bowden was the coach, and it looks like Watson Brown was at UAB.
Watson Brown, the most historic bad coach whose brother was a hell of a lot better than him, Mac Brown.
Mm.
Think about that.
From Cookeville, Tennessee. Now, here,
No, Auburn's never played Troy. I don't think Auburn's
now
never
what's
played.
this? What's this game I always heard about? They call it like the G5 Iron Bowl. It's like Jacksonville State and Troy.
Okay,
Or it's
so
like I thought it was Alabama State and somebody.
Now my oldness gets to tell you about this. Back in the day, before Jacksonville State and Troy State were where they are, Jacksonville State and Troy State was the biggest fucking game next to the Iron Bowl you've ever seen. We're talking about sold out. We're talking about people getting their ass whipped. We're talking
fights in the parking
about
lot.
we're talking about people getting stabbed. Look, the Jacksonville State Troy game was like the Iron Bowl on crack. And you see, all y'all are young, y'all don't remember this, but you know, my dad, who played at Jacksonville State, my dad, number 44 Stoney, a linebacker. That Troy State Jacksonville State game was freaking horrific. And I encourage you to look back up on it. I don't know if there's even a Google article about it, but that game was ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
You had the Battle of the Bands with the Martian Southerners. And by the way, just so you know, you want to talk about the greatest band in all of college football? It's going to be the Martian Southerners from Jacksonville State, man. I mean,
Wait, Fowler, pull up the all-time record between Jacksonville State and
this
Troy.
is the only school I know.
In Hugh?
Jacksonville
Yeah,
State
pull it
has
up. I want to see this.
like 800 people in their band, dude. They played
Hold
with
on,
the
hold on,
freaking
hold on, hold
Queen
on.
of England.
Jacksonville State and which team you said, Johnston?
Troy State
Troy.
University.
Well, they're not called Troy State anymore. That's years ago. They're just Troy
Whatever.
now.
It's still Troy State.
The old school
whatever.
bell? The old school bell rivalry?
I don't know. It's just Jacksonville State versus Troy. That's all I know.
It's a big rivalry called the Battle for the Old School Bell.
You're damn right it is. I'm gonna tell you something. People get their ass
32 to 29 to 2. Seven game win
Yes.
streak. They haven't met since 01.
Now, I
Detroit.
encourage both of y'all, once we get offline, go on YouTube and just type in the Marching Southerners and look at their band.
The Marching Southerners.
The Marching Southerners, who've played for the Queen of England.
Wait, the Marching Sirs or Southerners?
The Marching Southerners have more band members than Alabama and Auburn's band.
The Jacksonville State Marching Band, right?
The Jacksonville State Marching Southerners.
Yeah. I've subscribed. They got a whole channel.
They got a whole
I'll
channel,
watch
and dude, check it out, man. Listen to them.
Play a video on here. Play video. Just find a video. Don't matter.
Okay,
Well, I got one in my history.
Find the video and play it Jacksonville State Marching Southerners, and just put Queen and
What's
play
up,
that
Ralph?
shit. It's amazing.
Check this out. This was when they played Auburn in 2015.
Living with opioid addiction can be as
Screw your addiction.
Just watch it.
Ain't got time
They've
for
got
that.
more band members than Auburn and Alabama.
Full
They
screen
got
it.
like 600 people in their fucking band, dude. Watch them.
Yeah, their band's huge.
It's not just that. They're loud as fuck. Everybody enjoy it.
And visual designs by Randy Nelson. The graduate assistants are Daniel Marshall and Jaron Smith, and the head ballerina is Karen Mans. This evening's performance will include selections from the
What are we
Workshop's
watching
New
here,
World
man?
Symphony and Tchaikovsky's
Hey,
1812
just
Overture.
watch it and let's go through it. Then we'll be okay.
And now the moment you've all been waiting for.
We're talking about the Jacksonville State Marching Southerners. It's the best band in the South, guys. I'm telling you. That damn hit it. Oh, let's just hit your ass. I was at that game. Holy fuck.
This is amazing.
I told y'all. Them damn drums are goddamn kicking on this.
Well, this Auburn band.
No, it's the Jacksonville State Marching Southerners. Which I think is the best band in the state of Alabama. Might be one of the best bands in the damn. Y'all heard it,
That is
guys.
awesome.
I'm just telling y'all.
Hey, is there any Christian? Is there any spring games on
on Saturday?
Yeah, we got a couple.
Orange and white game,
Ours-
Tennessee.
Are they
Wait,
playing this Saturday
is
too?
Tennessee actually
Yeah.
having a spring game?
Yes, we're having a spring game. We didn't
God
bitch
dang
out
it,
and
Auburn
cancel
ain't
it.
having one.
What?
No, Auburn ain't having a spring game.
That's a little
Straight up, look.
bullshit.
Auburn's having one practice. It's going to last 55 minutes. That's the end of it.
Virginia.
That's all we're having.
Noon.
That's all we're having.
Well,
We're
they're
having that
saying the reason they have to do that.
Ours won't be on TV, Brock.
because yeah, ours is not on TV. We're and
Auburn
after
is.
this year, y'all can count it. You can say what you
How
want.
the
There
fuck
would
I
never.
block you on YouTube, Brock?
I don't know. I don't know why you blocked me, but
I'm fucking with you, Brock.
it
I've never blocked you. You always been my buddy. Always.
yeah. I start.
No
I'm gonna
names.
start. I ain't been on Twitter lately no more, so man.
Hey,
There's some
Twitter's a dangerous place, Brock. It's dangerous
man.
over there. It's
I want to
dangerous.
ring so many people's fucking heads, bro. Like
Hey,
if
Brock,
I ever see some of
you
them guys,
can't whip everybody's ass and kill everybody.
man.
Let it go.
If I ever seen what's his name it's an Auburn fan. If I ever seen that dude, I'd slap the taste out of his mouth, man. That
You wouldn't be talking about a
Michael
guy
dude.
by the name of Charles, would you?
Charles, Michael, all them. I don't like them, dude. That
Man,
Michael dude,
if we could
the
get
new
Charles in
dude,
here, that'd be so awesome. I
that
love
Charles,
having
Michael.
Charles in here.
Charles, fucking. Okay, I gotta tell you.
I don't even know if Charles knows how to use YouTube.
All he does is talk shit about me. Well, motherfucker is messing around with fucking damn that girl. What's her name? Carly from Ohio State. Carly. Come on, man. Like you be on there
Well,
messing with young girls and
that
shit.
girl's not actually from Ohio State, which is weird.
Oh, really?
well, she lives in
He claims
Charlotte, I
she's a
think.
fucking Ohio State Buckeye so much, but
Well,
whatever.
anyways, that's the man that while I was driving through Muscle Shoals, I'd sat there at the Love's truck stop for like 30 minutes
Yeah,
waiting
he
on
said
him.
you ran. He said you ran. One
he
day we
said
was
you
in the
ran.
state. He said you ran. He was trying to catch you, and you took off.
No, I was already leaving, and then
I'm
he
gonna tell
just
you
He said he
magically
what.
was
shows
going. He
up.
told you get
I
out.
had to lock the
He
brakes
said
on
he
that
told you
damn
pull
truck.
over.
I
He
sat
said
out there,
you
my
wouldn't pull over.
underwear
He was
went
gonna
on
get
that
out and beat your
motherfucker.
ass. He said he was gonna get
Well,
out and beat your
I'm
fucking
not.
ass.
I told him. I said, dude, you're not worth me losing my job because I was in a work truck. I wasn't in my personal vehicle.
Brock, can I tell you
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
The space we're in right now is a YouTube space that other people gonna see. We don't need to put that in there, okay?
Yeah.
This is gonna be like something that dude up here is trying to do like important. And look, or what you're saying, that's right. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But that ain't this ain't the place to do that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll
I
change the
love you,
subject.
bro. I
But
love you, bro. But that ain't.
I'm
This
actually.
ain't. Look,
yeah,
say
my
what you
bad,
gonna
Christian.
say,
My bad,
but
Christian. All
we
right.
ain't
No, you're
trying. We
good.
ain't
You're
trying to
good.
beat people. We ain't trying to beat people up on YouTube.
Yeah,
No,
I
you're
understand.
good. I was
We
just
But
only beat
fixing
people
to
up.
say
We
I'm
only beat
fixing
people
to.
up on Saturdays and Sundays,
I'm fixing
and
to have
so
to leave.
there's
So
2 days off.
so let's talk about TriStar. Let's talk about Nico. What's going on here, man? He wants more money.
Nothing. Just
He hasn't proved nothing.
they're just
He haven't.
they're just restructuring his contract. That's all they're doing.
I mean, bro, like restructuring basically means he wants more money.
They're
Like
just restructuring
so
his. I don't know what else to say. They're
he's
restructuring his
not.
contract.
Yeah, but if he's wanting more money, bro, like he's got to put. You know what I'm saying? Then show it on the field, man. Like to me, bro, Nico didn't get you to the playoffs, man. I'm sorry to tell you. Your defense got you to the playoffs. Okay, ain't that running back? Okay. Nico didn't do. Nico made. He beat. I'll give him this. He beat Alabama. He threw a really nice ball to what's the kid that transferred from Brazil for that touchdown where nobody could get it. That was a great throw. Y'all won that game. Okay, but bro, outside of that game and like a few other games, like Nico's just not. He's not worth what y'all paid him, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. Like, I'm not even hating on Tennessee right now. Like, I'm literally being straightforward with you. Like, I don't think if he's asking for more money, like, that is insane, bro, because he really hasn't got Tennessee over that hump yet. He hasn't did nothing. He ain't won nothing in Tennessee yet. Man, let him prove himself before you up his contract. Bump that junk up, because I'm telling you, like, these kids, they want to go out here, and it ain't just Nico. Like, now since Nico's doing that, guess what? Other kids might do it in the next few days. Oh, I'll negotiate my contract. I want to hire. NIL, or I want y'all to pay me more money. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, the way that college football is ran right now is ridiculous. Like, it's not good for the sport, man. People just think it's going to get better. I was on here the other night. Me and Christian was talking in here. Christian, you heard what I told you. This NIL is causing a lot of problems. Man, we can't even go to watch. We can't even watch spring games anymore on TV. I mean, it's literally taking the pride out of college football. Like, it's literally taking the fun. Like, that's the only time college football fans get to see their team, bro. Before the next stretch of the off season. Like, that's taken away now. So we basically, if we don't go to the game in person and watch them, even though it's not even it's just like a scrimmage. Like, it's not even a game anymore. Alabama's not even doing it like they did when Nick Saban was there. They done changed it all the way around. Like, it's gonna be what they say it is, Christian. It's a
business.
What kind of? It's gonna be moderated or something. Moderated scrimmage or something like that. But that's just, bro. It's not like it used to be. And like, as an Alabama fan, bro, and as many other college football fans don't like it neither. But as an Alabama fan,
I'm a Tennessee fan. I hate it. So don't think it's just Alabama fans.
It stinks, dude. Because I'm not able to go to the game right now. I'm not able. Like, I don't have my truck yet. Like, I'm supposed to get my truck soon, but I don't have it yet. And like, bro, even though it's free, I can't get there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm just gonna have to watch clips and stuff and see if I can maybe somebody sneak in and get some recording of it or something or whatever. Somebody might post it or whatever. But like, it's just the way that the sport is going right now. It's just not good, bro. It's getting worse and worse every year.
I mean, I agree. I mean, because to me, I think the reason you're not seeing the spring game outside of the whole business thing is also because you've got the second portal window, which, from what I understand, will be no more very soon.
Yep. Oh, right after the little practice that they have on the 12th, everybody has that practice. The portal opens right up the same day, I believe. So, guys can hit the portal the same doggone day after their scrimmage game. Like, that's just the way it is, And these kids, if they don't think they're going to get on the field, they're going to go in that portal. I mean, just true freshmen go in there now. Like, it don't matter what you are, you just got on campus. You don't like it. You don't like where you're at. You can hit the portal. You can go somewhere else. Like, it's just not safe. College football is not safe anymore. Fans.
Cody says, "Who do I think will draft Jalen?"
I don't know. I've seen Cody.
Probably I've heard the Steelers in round 2 or 3.
But I also heard that he's going to be meeting with a couple teams in the next week, I believe. So, I mean, I think he has a visit with the Rams.
All right, y'all. I can get off here. I'm working, so I'll get off here. See y'all.
All right.
All right, y'all. Start later, man.
I'm not too far from ending this, but go ahead and finish real quick, Brock.
All right. But I just wanted to ask you, what do you think Are you going to the scrimmage or not? Are you gonna be there?
Probably not. I got some stuff this weekend. I won't be able to make it, unfortunately. Which stinks
Right.
because it's not televised either.
Yeah, we don't know nothing. That's what I'm saying, man. Like it college football is getting terrible. But what I'm about to say, man, I hope I get some kind of footage. But other than that, man, I've been hearing great things. Latsier Brooks posted his some of his routes and stuff he's been running, and I mean, for a freshman, this kid is not a 3-star, dude. He was not a 3-star. I don't know who the heck thought this, watched this film and said, oh, this is a 3-star talent. Are you crazy? This kid is blazing speed. And I'm saying it now. This kid can be a Henry Ruggs 2.0. I'm telling you, he is that quick. And he is a, I don't know, I think he's above his time. Like, you know how Ryan is kind of like above his level? Bro, like, I think this kid's gonna be special, man. And Isaiah Horton, man, they said he's just extremely like a really good, consistent guy. You know, he doesn't drop the ball. He runs really good routes. I mean, and then our defense, man, secondary DBs, Bray Hubbard, man, I'm excited for Bray Hubbard this year, man.
Me too. Yeah.
I really believe Bray Hubbard is going to take that next step at the safety spot. And hopefully Deontay Lawson comes, you know, he gets back. I don't know when he'll be back, man, because he tore his ACL like I told you last time I was on here, but I really believe they'll get him back. And then that, like, I don't think he'll be ready
by
when the season over. I don't know. It'll probably be, I hope it's the first game of the season. We really need him. But if not, I trust what DeBoer and the coaching staff put out there, you know. We got some young guys that are really playing high level ball already, and they're getting a lot of reps right now because the older guys have been hurt, kind of banged up from last year. So definitely, and Ty Simpson, man, I'm gonna tell you now, Ty Simpson, he's gonna be an upgrade this year for us. I just believe it, man. I believe he wasn't a 5-star for no reason. You know, I believe he has all the accolades and all the, you know, I'm telling you, the zip on the ball, the accuracy is just incredible. That's what Tim Watts and Andrew Bone and all them guys said. So I'm excited, man. But
me too, buddy.
I'll let you in it, man. I don't know. You'll probably be on here this weekend. I don't know. If not, I'll catch up with you whenever.
All right. It might be Saturday, but we'll see. We'll stick around.
All right, man. Roll Tide. I'll let you.
Roll Tide, bro.
Later.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, we're gonna end it here. Love you guys. Jesus loves you. Going to church, and we'll see you next time. BSM, check it out.